Hello and welcome back to another episode of Crash Test Games. My name is Christian and I'm your host today. Today we are going to be flying our GILA, which by the way, huge shout out to CCP because they ended up replacing the Camo Turtle, which if anybody is following my previous videos, I did end up losing it due to a malfunction where my shield booster did not actuate. Due to this malfunction, it ended up being a game coding error or something. CCP did replace it, modules and all. They replaced my implants, the ship, everything. So huge shout out to them for understanding the problem and helping me out. Alright, let's go ahead and go on and get into the specifications here. Now, first things first, you'll notice that we've got T2 cap control circuits on it, T1 EM screen reinforcer. We have 3 Rapid Light Missile Launcher 2s on it. We have a Drone Link Augmentor, a large abyssal shield booster, 2 Gistum C-type adaptive invulnerability fields, a PIF X-type shield boost amplifier, a Gistum B-type 10mm afterburner, a large abyssal cap battery, a sentient omnidirectional tracking enhancer, and 2 Imperial Navy drone damage amplifiers. Along with that, we have 2 we fly Imperial Navy infiltrators, but only 2 can be active at a time. Now we're going to do something a little bit different today. We are going to actually start diving into T5 electrical chaotic filaments, which are pretty difficult to be able to fly from what I understand. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. But first, we need to upgrade our GILA. So that's what we're going to do today. Now I've already made the changes, so let's go ahead and just exit the simulation. Alrighty. Here you can see I switched out my Rapid Light Missile Launchers from T2 to 4 Dread Grish's Rapid Light Missile Launchers. I also removed my Drone Link Augmentor, and instead of a Omnidirectional Tracking Enhancer, I have a Abyssal Ballistic Control System. This control system, the only reason I'm running this specific Abyssal is just because it was dirt cheap, and it is actually a C3-X HEVA ballistic control system, which gives me both a missile damage, missile rate of fire, and a drone damage bonus as well instead of just missiles. You'll see that I actually get a little bit of a rate of fire decrease, but a little bit of damage increase, so everything equals out pretty evenly here. Now you'll notice that immediately I get a 685.7 DPS with the Modular Fury light missiles, where my other fitting got about the exact same. However, that was using the kinetic, which the GILA actually gets a bonus for. So we're going to go ahead and open up the missiles for this one so that we can see what we're actually getting, because with the EM hole that we create using the electrical, we get about the same amount of damage as if we were using the Scourge Furies. Now if you look here, we're getting 783.4 DPS, that's about 100 DPS more, but again, we get that nice EM hole and we're going to blast right through it, basically getting the exact same amount of applied damage. It's going to be awesome. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and undock, and we're going to go ahead and have some fun with this.
Warp drive active.
Now, first thing to note is it's very important to know what your missile flight range is at, because the last thing you want to do is start shooting missiles at people and not know how far they're going to fly. So let's go ahead and start diving into our abyss now. Activate that, and here we go into a T5 abyss. Now, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this, but in case I didn't, we are going to completely skip all of the extra extraction nodes, and we're going to go for a absolute maximum time run of about 10 minutes is what we're going to go for. Alright, let's go ahead and switch over to our combat and start heading right for that gate. Alright, first things first, we're getting some swarmers. Let's go ahead and have some fun with them. So I'm sticking my drones on the cruisers right now to start dealing some heavy damage to those while I'm dealing my minimal missile damage to these Damivacs. Because as of right now, we want to make sure that we are getting as much damage out there as possible. Now, if you notice, I'm completely skipping the actual swarmer drones and going straight for the command ships. This is very important because otherwise it's going to just end up adding more time onto your overall amount. Because these swarmers don't do hardly anything to you. Alright, we're going to approach that wreck here. Get some more missiles flying. And let's see what's in our first wreck. Alright, looks like we just got the Triglivian survey databases for about 14.3 million. That's alright, so we're going to start heading right to the transfer conduit so that as soon as we're done with this, we can just get out of here. Looks like our drones are taking damage. Let's swap them out real fast just so that we don't lose any.
A module has run out of charges.
Pardon my absolutely terrible graphics. I've got all my graphics set on pretty much the minimum settings so that I can get a better, smoother experience in the Abyss rather than having a really good show. Alright, so this first room took us nearly 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes is what it ended up taking us. So let's go ahead and get things reloaded, get drones in, and move into the next room. Now the great thing is, we can reload while jumping through the Stargate, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, next one's up. Let's go ahead and drop our first group of infiltrators and get those Betamax destroyed. Alright, now as you can see, we've got way more tank than what we actually need here. I like to be over-tanked for these because you never know when you're going to run into something you just can't handle. So right now I am hoping that my tank is more than enough. I've had some comments where I absolutely don't need as much as I have, but to be honest, I would rather have too much than not enough. go ahead and orbit this while we're waiting for ships to die, just to help reduce some extra damage.
Our module has run out of charges.
Oh, looks like my drones have decided that they're going after that anchoring Damavac. And let's actually start attacking that tangling one as well, because he seems to be doing some good damage to my drone. Head back over towards that bioadaptive cache that we just blew up. Let's add that to this overview as well for right now. Alright, looks like this time we got 11.8 million ISK in items that we just looted. So let's go ahead and head over to the gate. And currently we're at 13 minutes left and 15 seconds. I'm hoping we're able to get through this quicker. Not what I meant to do. Alright, let's have those drones start taking out those other frigates. And we're finished with 12 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. See if we can get this last room in just that extra 2 minutes. Alright, we got quite a bit of cruisers in this room. That's alright, we can get them. Seems to be holding extremely nicely. That sounds good to me. That's perfectly fine. Multitasking involved. Let's go ahead and start going towards this extra gate over this last gate over here. Start locking on more targets. Alright, we have an infiltrator over here taking some pretty hefty damage. Let's go ahead and figure out what's hitting him and start blasting it. We are at 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to finish this in the amount of time that I was hoping, but we are going to finish this pretty quickly. Mine's disrupted. Let's see what our range is at. 23 kilometers. Alright, this guy is more than in range. The issue that it seems to be right now, and we're getting once in a while, our missiles are making it through, but it seems like we've got this automated suppressor here, which does actually attack missiles as well. So that's making it difficult for us to hit him. Alright, and there he goes. Alright, let's go ahead and start helping out our drones over here by hitting some of these cruisers too. Get you guys a good look at one of these guys. Anybody who hasn't seen a Dead Space Sleeper before, this is what this guy is. He's a Dead Space Sleeper. Let's go ahead and start approaching that gate. The second our drones are in, we're going to make sure we jump through. We are at 7 minutes and 20 seconds left, so that's about 2.5 minutes longer than I wanted to take. That's alright. You know what? From the 17 minutes that it used to take me versus 12.5 minutes, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and jump through. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and pull up our cargo. Let's see what we made today. Alright, so that wasn't as great of a site as I would have liked, but that's still 48.3 million. Keep in mind that each of these filaments runs between 25 and 30 million. So if they are on the cheap end, we made nearly 25 million. If they're on the more expensive end, we're probably closer to 20 million, which isn't too bad. Honestly, I have gotten pretty good drops from the T4s before, so I'm assuming that T5s you get even better drops. I'm guessing we just got a really crappy drop this time. Alright, well, if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you have anything else you would like me to do. Coming here real soon, we're going to go ahead and make a tutorial video on how to get a GILA set up for less than 1 billion ISK. Because I know that a lot of people look at my GILA and they're like, holy crap, man, you're running like 10 billion ISK. And I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. I constantly improve my GILA, and it's gotten to the point where it's a lot of money, and a lot of people are just like, I don't have that kind of ISK. You don't need a 10 billion ISK GILA to be able to run an Abyss site. You only need maybe the GILA itself and maybe like a 500 million ISK fitting at most, to be able to run at least level 3 to level 4 sites. A level 5, I would recommend having a higher tank, just because I did watch a little bit more damage than what I'd normally take in like a T4, but honestly it wasn't that much. But we didn't get super big, we didn't get super hefty spawns. We got some pretty big spawns with sleepers and such like that with the medium bots and such, but overall not too bad. Anyways, this has been Christian with Crash Test Games. I'm going to sign out for tonight, and as always, have a great night.